welcome. We are back for one battle after another out in 2025, and we are delighted. Rowan, I will let you say why we're delighted today.
We have a special guest. Very few people bring a natural grin to my face, and this person is one of them. This is my second son, Oliver. Welcome, Ollie.
Hello, I'm glad to be here on the show. I'm excited to talk about one battle after another.
Welcome. Tell us, you're like 12th or 13th out of the children. Where are you placed in the 17 children that your father has?
Out of the four, I'm the second oldest.
You're the second eldest.
Yeah.
Good.
He's the biggest, most mature, heart of gold fella you're ever going to meet.
He's a big lad. For anyone watching, you can certainly see him. He is up now. Now tell us, Ollie, how was your week?
It was good. I started a new job.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Start paying your own bills.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I have a funny story, actually.
We love funny stories.
Yeah, so turns out, so this old lady comes into my store and she's asking about this product, and I'm selling for 20 minutes. And she's like, should I get it? Should I not? And then eventually she's like, I'm going to pay for it. So she pulls out $35 in cash and she hands it to me, and I say, thank you, have a nice day. And she walks off. And I'm like, I don't know about cash. I haven't seen anyone else pay with cash.
Okay.
And then I look at my boss and I say, we take cash, right? And he's like, no.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
No.
Okay.
Had you given her a receipt or anything at this point?
The receipts are all over text message. That should have been what tipped me off.
Oh,
Everything's
right.
digital.
Okay.
And then he's like, no, we don't take cash. Go give it back to her. So he tells me to leave the store, hand her the cash back. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I just started, blah, 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 and come back in. And I give her the cash. And then she's like, well, she's not going to pay by card. So she just hands it back and leaves after half an hour.
I thought she might have walked off with the product.
She did walk off. I had to go chase her.
No, the man gave the money.
No, she came back into the store.
And she gave the goods back.
Yeah.
Was she pissed off?
I don't think so.
Look,
She's just
I'll
confused.
tell you what, there's one thing I take away from this story. You're a better storyteller than your father.
Yeah.
And he loves to tell a good story. So
I think it's a funny world, though. Seriously, when the people aren't taking cash. Like what?
Yeah.
Cash, no, cash here. You know where that's from?
No.
Tell the boy.
Chopper. Cash. I need you to produce some cash for me right now. You know when he shoots him?
There's no cash here, Chopper.
Cash, no.
No cash here.
He hasn't seen it.
No.
Go
Okay,
away and listen to Chopper. It's on the podcast.
It's a fantastic Australian film.
It's the best line in the film. It's the only good line in the film.
Now, there's one thing I do want to talk about with Oliver that you have not mentioned, and I'm genuinely, this is no bit or comedy thing or whatever.
Like the storytelling joke you just tried.
The storytelling. This is deadly serious.
Oh.
Oliver is a man to watch in the future. He is an incredibly talented artist. So talented, in fact, that he actually was asked to paint a portrait of the principal of his school, which will, for perpetuity, for all time, stay in the halls of that school. I was blown away to hear that and to see that, and I follow you. And maybe you'd like to shout out your handle, your Instagram handle, if you want.
Yeah, I can do that. It's just Oliver Wolf Art. It's pretty easy to find.
Spell it out for us.
I'll have to spell it out for you.
Okay, you can find that.
I'll find it.
I don't know if you've gone in for the Archibald Prize yet, or the Turner Prize, or the Premium Imperial Prize, or the Nobel Prize
I
for
might
arts.
break all Tears records today. I'm crying already.
Oh my God, he is.
I can't help it. I love him.
Well,
Nice.
can we zoom in on you? Oh, this is lovely. I'm glad we've got this in film finally. Oliver, there's some tissues behind you.
I'm very proud of this.
Listen, it's
Thanks, Sol. Chuck it.
like I enjoy a bit of art. I've studied art. I'm an architect, so I get it. And your stuff is nuanced. It is.
Thank you.
The light, the shading, the textures that you use are brilliant. So you're going to go a long way.
Thank you.
What are you studying?
I'm studying fine arts and business.
Fine arts and business. He's going to make the art and he's going to sell it for millions.
That's fine arts, not finance, which a lot of people hear when I say it. A lot of people hear finance and business. I'm like, no, it's fine arts.
That's the accent, mate. It's the Aussie accent. Fine arts.
Here, I pulled up my Instagram.
Yes, spell it out slowly for us.
OLIVERWOOLF_ART. Oliver Wolf Art.
Oliver Wolf.
Boom.
Easy.
If you get more followers than us, we'll be annoyed, but
Fantastic. Okay, well, I wish you all the success in the world for that.
Thank you.
Anytime you can bring your father to tears is a joy to watch.
in
for
2
me.
seconds, I started speaking, I just started
The
crying.
problem is our budget for season 3 has already run out with tissues.
Yes.
But
Kleenex, we're looking for sponsors. Kleenex might come and sponsor us.
So we're here today to talk about... Oh, Ron, sorry, God, before you get upset. How was your week?
You're high maintenance, aren't you? My week was just fine. Getting better or worse. No.
You don't have anything to talk about or tell us?
Nothing for me. No.
Okay.
Tell us about this film. Or how was your week, Robert? Shall we ask you how
I'm going to cry because every fucking week you forget... No, I've actually nothing to tell about this week. I'm not going to take the glory away from Oliver. Oliver, you brought us one battle after another. I'll get to why in a second, but shall we give a little rundown?
Yeah, please
on what
do.
that is?
Yes.
You now automatically assume that I'm going to do it, don't you?
Well, you're good at them, so I'll let you, swing in your space.
One Battle After Another, Rowan, is an action film directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. The story follows Bob Leonardo DiCaprio, a former revolutionary living off the grid with his daughter, who's forced to reunite with his old crew when a menacing adversary, Sean Penn, resurfaces to hunt them down. The film explores the consequences of past actions as Bob and his daughter battle to evade the military and sinister group. The film is loosely inspired by the 1990 novel Vineland by Thomas Pynchon, drawing themes of counterculture revolutionaries and government control. There's a lot to get into with this movie. That's all I'm going to talk about. It's a 2025 movie. Oliver, you wanted to bring this to the podcast. Why and what did you think of the movie?
Firstly, why? I've just been away in Europe, traveling with a few mates.
Yep.
And while we were there, one of the nights we went to see this film, and we all really liked it. We had a lot to discuss. And I thought it'd be nice to bring something from my trip, something to just talk about on the podcast.
Okay. And what did you think of the movie?
What did I think of the movie? I liked it. I think it's really current. It's really political. There's a lot to discuss about it with the themes, with the characters. I think the performances from a few of the actors were really, really amazing. The cinematography is amazing. But I think the themes how it relates to current affairs, especially in the United States, is really relevant and I think really interesting.
Before we throw to your dad, would you recommend people go to the cinema to watch it?
I think so. I think if they can watch this in the cinema, I think they should. Paul Thomas Anderson, I think, it's a very, very beautiful film. I think it's worth seeing in the cinema.
Yeah, I wasn't leading to this, but it's not worth watching on your phone, is it?
No.
Okay.
There's always a setup. There's always a setup.
It wasn't initially, and we'll talk about where we did watch that actually a bit later. Would you do the honours of throwing to your father?
All right. What do you think of the film?
Thanks, all.
All right, Pops.
Well, can I steal your thunder then and tell you how we watched it?
Sure.
Okay, well, we've done how many? 150 odd films? What's that?
You're on 24%, so you get to say a little bit.
Can you not talk over me, please?
Sorry about that.
We've done 150 odd films, and I think we've watched 2 together, and this was the second one.
Yeah.
And it was delightful. So we sat here at the studio and we watched it. Robbie made us a beautiful fruit platter. A little plug for the fruit platter. It's cinnamon and honey, I think.
You don't get that at the cinemas.
You don't get that.
Drizzled.
Yeah, drizzled. It was nice. I'm telling you, that was the selling point. When you said to me, come to the studio and watch it, I said, will there be fruit? And there was. So that aside, all jokes aside, I thought it was a very entertaining film. You can watch it, and it depends on the mood of how seriously you want things to bother you, because there were parts in the film that bothered me. But overall, I found it really entertaining. I enjoyed watching it. I wanted to see what happened. Super cast. And to steal your line, very Tarantino-esque flavour to it. Robbie, thoughts?
Very disappointed.
Go on.
Very disappointed. This had such hype. It's got such a great cast. And I was expecting more. This is Paul Thomas Anderson. This is the guy that did There Will Be Blood with Sir Daniel Day-Lewis. Okay, he's done various other bits and pieces that we'll go through later. I found it very boring. I think it was shot beautifully. I mean, some of the scenes were great, but there was apart from Sean Penn, there was nothing standoutish in this movie for me. Now we watched 275 movies. We watch 2 movies a week. I expect more, right? I expect more from a movie these days. And you know what I did? I thought, as one of our past guests, Simon said, you got to watch it again. So I watched it again actually last night.
Did you really?
Yeah, and I fast forwarded the first. It's a fucking long film as well. It's half an hour, 40 minutes too long. I fast forwarded the first 30 minutes, which is essentially setting up them as youngsters, Leo and his wife or partner, doing all this revolutionary stuff and blowing up buildings and all that corporate stuff. And I fast forwarded that, and I was doing a bit of work on my computer, and normally I will stop and I'll look up and I'll check. I was bored. Up until the last chase scene, nothing grabbed me. Nothing made me want to stop, apart from when Sean Penn came on.
Can I just pause you for 1 second? You said then you fast forwarded the first half an hour or so?
Yeah.
And when we watched it, if you remember, Ollie turned to me and said, the movie starts now. Do you remember saying that?
I remember when
Explain.
16 years
Tell
later.
everyone, for the listeners.
When we were watching the film,
Yeah.
and at the end of that opening act, when it cuts to 16 years later, and we see Willa in the karate studio, and we
Willa's
hear
the daughter.
who's the daughter, and we hear Steely Dan play 16 years later, and I said, this is where the film starts. I didn't mean the film, everything before that was irrelevant. I mean, from then on, this is the major storyline of the film. This is where we're getting into the actual events.
The rest was sort of set up, wasn't it?
That's really interesting you said this. I didn't hear you say that. I didn't know you said that. But my gut feel was, okay, you get the setup. It was laboured. That's what it felt like to me.
The first half an hour?
Just the whole thing. It just felt laboured. It was...
There were bits later that were unnecessary. And I thought it was artistic license that ruins the film. There are bits when they think in some of these films, I don't want to go down the negative path.
Why? Why?
Well, because I did enjoy it, but if you're
pull
going
it apart, critique it.
Okay, there are parts when they didn't need to put it in. Like, I'll get to the Sean Penn part because that will really get me going.
Oh, when he's got the hard on.
No, I don't think that's what he means.
No, it's not. No. You want to jump to it right now?
Yes.
Okay, so Sean Penn at the very end of the film, when the chase is on, when everyone's trying to find Leo and trying to find the girl and everything, and he gets shot by the sort of the semi-bounty hunter guy, right? He gets shot from 1.5 meters, flush in the face. Okay, he's dead. Show's over for him. Yeah. Show's over. And all of a sudden, they're in the wild desert, and he's walking along the road with blood pouring out of his head. It was beyond far-fetched.
I have some thoughts about that, but
Go on.
Do you want to talk now?
Please.
Yeah.
So, when I first watched the film, I want to cut back. Not when I watched with you two, but when I first watched it, I came out with the same thoughts as you. I thought it's a bit overrated.
Okay, yep.
And that was when it was right in cinemas. That was when everyone was talking about it. It was ranked like the 20th best movie of all time off reviews at the time. It was getting insane reviews, the cast, everything. It was everywhere on all these posters and ads. And I felt it was a bit overrated. But watching it a second time, I didn't feel it as
turning
much.
down slightly.
Yeah.
I reckon
It's not him, it's you.
Is it?
But carry on. Yep.
Someone's too loud.
The second time I watched it, I felt like it worked a bit more for me. And then talking about the character of Lockjaw when he survives at the end of the film, that bothered me a lot the first time. Watching it again, I understand, obviously it's unrealistic for him to survive, but
That's the film. That's part of it.
All films are unrealistic.
No, they're not.
What I meant to say is...
why couldn't they keep him dead?
I'll tell you why.
Because it's not a real story. This isn't... they're not trying to capture real events as they happen. Paul Thomas Anderson is telling a story with themes. Everything he's showing in the film is for a purpose. He kept Lockjaw survive just to be killed off again 5 minutes later for a reason. You might not like that reason.
What was the reason?
I think I can pull it up in my notes. I have it written down.
Pull it up. Take your time.
Tell you what, what are you doing next Saturday, by the way? I've got a spare spot here. I'll jump in when you're looking.
Did you have a view on this?
Yes, it's a hyper realised, a hyper realistic depiction of. It's a stylized version of events. So
anarchy versus tyranny. That's what I saw.
Okay, explain that.
That's what I saw someone describe the film as.
Okay. No, but that scene.
Yeah,
Just
okay,
explain to
so-
me why they didn't kill him off, brought him back to kill him again. Was that to show power, that no matter what he did, that Christmas Club group was going to win? Was that supposed to be it?
That's an interpretation of the film. I couldn't find anything Paul Thomas Anderson had to say about. I mean, maybe I didn't look enough. What I think
Yes.
is, I wrote here. I'm not a fan that Lockjaw survives. However, I think the prosthetics on his face when he's got the makeup looks pretty good.
It did look good.
I wrote, there is a self-destroying nature of the people like the Christmas adventurers. I'm talking more about when they kill him again the second time.
Yep.
They all fight and they hate people, black people and poor people and whatever, and mixed race, and that's their whole thing. But then they're going to keep infighting like the Nazis. That's what they were, the Christmas Adventurers Club.
Essentially
Neo-Nazis.
neo-Nazis.
The white supremacists.
The white supremacists,
Exactly.
the worst of the worst.
Tony
Their
Goldwyn.
hate doesn't stop at the outsides. They fight amongst themselves. And I think...
Sorry, but you're going very deep, but you're not answering the question. The question is, why did they not kill him off? Why did they far-fetched bring him back and then kill him off again?
Because I think there was more to be said about him afterwards, showing that he's gone through everything, even almost dying, to become a member of the Christmas Adventurers Club.
They were showing how badly he wanted it.
Only when he gets to become a member, it's not some grand palace. It's an office building, an empty office building with,
That's true.
with a small, this big desk, empty desk in some random building. And that's the dream for him. That's what he's been fighting for. That's what he spent 20 so years trying to get 30 years in the military, I think he says. Everything
And
Lockjaw
give up
does.
his own daughter. Because he says,
Exactly.
my dream is worth more than the daughter.
And that's the dream at the end of the film. It's
maybe.
not some grand palace with gold pillars and whatever, all these women. It's just sitting there in some desk, only to be killed again.
Yeah, could
in a
be right.
by
Did it bother
getting
you, Rob?
gassed.
So the white supremacist group is like a Masonic lodge. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like a cult.
Mm.
Okay, and you could only get in under certain circumstances, and you got to go through all these rituals, and it's a secret men's club essentially,
Exactly.
where ultimately they just kill off people that they don't like that are not white Aryan race, essentially pure white Aryan race, and they talk about that. You must have generations of white in you, and the fact that they find out that he had sex with a black woman means that he can no longer be in that race, even though he's proven himself by being shot and coming back.
Exactly.
But that wasn't in. Okay, so Sean Penn is a super soldier. He's a caricature of a soldier.
Yeah.
He is ultra. He's like a Jean-Claude Van Damme in Cyborg, you know.
He
Yeah.
was supposed to be super masculine, the way he walked and
he's
the
like
way...
he's like a robot.
And
He's essentially a human RoboCop.
Exactly.
Okay, that's how he walks. That's how he talks. So he's indestructible, essentially. And I think that's why it was a surprise to see him come back, but it was unsurprising knowing the kind of character that he is and the will that he has.
And the thing about someone like Colonel Lockjaw is you look at that kind of character and you look in real life, someone like that, you think they want to die in battle. They think that must be the most noble way to go out for someone like that. That must be what he thinks. And he doesn't die like that. He doesn't die in a noble sacrifice, in a noble, on the battlefield. He survives, only to die in an office. at
Getting
the end.
outsmarted at the end.
Yeah.
Correct, which is the irony of it. You can look at Lockjaw as someone like in Apocalypse Now, one of the characters there that have just seen so much in war. It's worse. It's more than that. It's a caricature. So I think I've explained that.
Yeah.
How good were the names?
Great.
I mean, first of all, the opening scene with the crackling in this, I think it was this 40mm film, which we'll get into, and the way it was filmed in that kind of Panavision or Cinevision.
Yeah,
You want to talk about
beautiful
that?
film.
Yeah.
Really, really beautiful. Like, it looks like a movie. A lot of movies don't look like... Looks like a movie and doesn't look like a movie are pretty silly terms, but this movie looks like a movie.
Yes, and we watched it on a big screen, not the movie screen, but a big TV screen, and it's worth it. Yeah, you have to kind of watch that movie on there. But I'm going to run through a couple of the names. Colonel Stephen Lockjaw.
Just on that, I do agree with you because I don't watch many on proper screens. It did. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I'm glad I got to see it in cinemas.
Yeah, so honestly, we talked about Apocalypse Now. We're not going to labour the point, but you watch Apocalypse Now on your phone. If you watch that on a bigger screen, it's a whole
Probably
different experience.
You go through the names.
So we've got. I'm just going to highlight the what I think are the kind of cheeky, what do you call it, flirty ones. With Lockjaw, we've got Lady Champagne, Perfidia Beverly Hills. She was the French 75. I mean, how beautiful is that name?
Great name.
Wood Harris's Laredo. We've got Jungle Pussy.
That's the best.
Jungle Pussy. That is
No more Jungle Pussy. That's a great line.
Is it a song as well? Is it Tarantino from Pulp Fiction
It sounds
or
like it.
Reservoir Dogs? Jungle Pussy, Jungle Group, something.
Could be.
Someone out there
It
is
sounds like
screaming
something
at me.
from James Bond.
Jungle Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pussy Galore.
We've got
What's from
Excuse
James
me.
Bond?
no, it's Jungle Boogie. Jungle Boogie.
Jungle Boogie, but then Pussy Galore is from James Bond.
She is. Tony Goldwyn, as you just mentioned, he was a member of the Christmas Adventurers Club. His name was brilliant. Virgil Throckmorton.
Yeah.
Throckmorton.
They always give them hyphenated.
Ricky Gervais has written a book. It's a kid's book, and he just comes up with these most ridiculous names like that. Throckmorton. You just put silly names together. We've got another one, Avanti and Taylor and. So the names were very clever. So I quite like that. Rest of the movie. I don't know. I mean, Benicio del Toro. I think let's talk about this a little bit. The difference in their characters between Leonardo and Benicio and how well they work together as actors and a team in this movie. What do you think about how with their characters and how they played out?
Yeah, they made a great team. Obviously, they weren't for the majority of the film, but you'd like to see more of them together.
Why?
Because they bounce off each other. They're both. I'm not going to say they're both revolutionaries because obviously Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Ghetto Pat or Bob, he's a revolutionary. He's part of the French 75. But then Sensei isn't a revolutionary per se, but he lives in this town and is a community leader. You know, at the church, he helps them all come together, and he's also does his own part to help out people. But they're different. I think I heard Benicio del Toro say that his character looks up to Leonardo DiCaprio. That's why he takes a selfie with him, and he's like, at the end, he's happy to help him. He wants to do good in his own way, even though he might not be blowing up banks and freeing people.
Tell me why you found them so good or engaging. What was it about them, the characters that were so good?
I think that they just have such good chemistry together. They bounce off so well.
Why? I'm trying to dig deep as to why. I mean, I know why.
Sensei's chill.
Yes,
that's what I think. That's what you're getting.
Yes,
at.
exactly.
Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit because I thought that's why they worked really well together.
Leo plays really good panic. He plays really good
anxiety.
He's stressed out. He's always like on edge. He's probably withdrawing because he's on a lot of drugs, you know.
Yeah.
And then Sensei, I don't know if he has a name. I don't think they probably do
Benicio,
say
but
the film
I'm not sure his name in the film, but
it doesn't matter.
Well, Sensei's chill and he's chilled out. He's drinking while driving. He's obviously meditating. Even when they're rushing at the end, and he breaks into at the start, and he breaks into karate, like the dojo.
Yeah.
He still like bows before they leave. You know, he's really.
And Leo?
He's not. He's
the
falling
opposite.
on the floor. He's running around. He's falling all over himself.
Yeah, totally manic.
Yeah.
I thought that was good. I really enjoyed that. What are you? Any thoughts on that?
I think they were enjoyable.
Not especially. I think he's described it well. But we've jumped a lot of the film. Can we go back to sort of the start of the film a little bit to around the main lady's character? How you don't often hear someone talk selfishly like the way she did. Like she was about to have a baby and she said, "My life's more important."
Just jealous of the baby.
Of the baby, right? She had this jealousy of the baby, and she still. That was a huge moment of the film because had she just been a normal wife and a normal family, not normal, a more common wife and husband and wife and a baby, they would have lived happily ever after. Because as much as Leo was a revolutionist, he gave it all up straight away. Once they had a baby and a wife, he was happy.
I've got a lot to say about that.
He could have just gone into the sunset, but she was like, nah, and she went off to battle.
Stop.
What's that?
She can't stop. It's one battle after another.
It's one battle after another. She was addicted to the excitement, the adrenaline, the cause, and she shoots a police officer. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty big. What thoughts, anyone?
So I have something written here at the start of this movie. I wrote, there is something sexual about the revolution. This sort of, this might be a different point. What did I say? Yeah, so I say there's something sexual about the revolution. which is most notable at the start of the movie, especially with Perfidia. It's not just... She seems to get off on the fact that they're bombing buildings and freeing prisoners and all of it. And I
And
think
then she'd say,
Rockstar
let's
is the
have
same.
sex. She kept killing people and then say, let's have
sex.
She was on a
She's
high.
getting turned on by it.
Correct. It's the high of it. The
Yeah, she was
adrenaline.
getting turned on by it. That's
And
right.
that's why even names like Jungle Pussy, they're all sort of
Erotic names.
erotic because that's what they feel. They're trying to take down the establishment. You know, they're open about sexuality, and that sort of seems to be the idea.
It was the 70s. It was flower power. It was
Freedom.
70s.
It's
was it not based in the 70s?
So
Or was it meant to
the
be?
book
Oh, well, actually,
Vineland,
yes.
which is what the film was
met your
loosely
match
based
here,
off.
mate.
Yeah.
What?
You've met your match. He's done some research.
Yeah, Vineland was the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah. So the book Vineland was set in 1984, and that book also has a similar 20-year time jump.
But Robbie's right, though. Forget the 70s, the era. It was supposed to be that rules didn't matter to them. They wanted what they wanted, and they could have sex where they wanted and do what they wanted.
And they wanted to take down
And they wanted to take down the establishment.
The thing was, they were trying to take down, you know, what they probably believed is the government, and as the government. And they were sort of right, because the government, we turn out, is controlled by a neo-Nazi fascist group. So it's not like they were bombing for the sake of, they just want to be revolutionaries. They were correct.
Yep.
The government was controlled by neo-Nazis. Like, they don't, obviously, it's not their goal at the start, as far as we know, but...
Well, that's the irony of it all. Because
Well, not irony, it's like, that's just because it's a film that's showing that...
both sides.
Well, yeah. But what I was saying is, the novel is set in 1984. I wrote it's the heart of Ronald Reagan's America, with flashbacks to 20 years earlier, to the 1960s, the hippie 60s. And Paul Thomas Anderson, he said he didn't want to adapt this book one-to-one, but he liked the idea of like the now versus then idea. Obviously, he says he changed all the names from the book. And obviously, it wasn't the 60s 20 years ago, but those ideas, they still come through.
You're 100% right. The book talks about the transformation in culture between from the 60s to the 80s and how that affected the world. And you're right. So Paul Thomas Anderson has taken that, the 60s to 80s, for modern day woke life.
And now, obviously, he's inspired by current issues with immigration, which is obviously a huge issue in the film, even if it's not the main point of the film. That is always like in the background. Immigration, Lockjaw is an immigration officer, sort of. You see all these internment camps at the beginning of the film and also later in the middle.
Do we know if Leo was a producer in this movie? Because we know he's a massive activist.
Was Leo a producer? I don't know, but I feel like that could be quite likely. He's obviously got a lot of pull, even if not like...
This is his kind of film, and I think it was One Day After Another. Not One Day After Another. What was the other one he just did with the meteorite coming down to Earth?
Don't Look Up. I haven't seen it,
Don't
but
Look
I know the vague...
So similar environmental type movie as well. So he's into that. So this is his kind of film.
But he's certainly adjustable, mobile, isn't he? I mean, I'm sitting there watching, thinking The Wolf of Wall Street. I'm sitting there thinking Martian. I'm sitting there thinking Catch Me If You Can.
That's so funny you say that. I'm not looking at the movie thinking
He becomes
of
his character.
any of them in any other character, which I didn't really think about until now, which we always talk about as a sign of a fantastic movie or
There you
a
go.
good movie.
If you're engrossed by him.
Right. I didn't... So let me be clear. Leo playing his character, Benicio playing his character, Sean Penn, all the actors and actresses playing their characters, they were fantastic at it. There's just not enough there. It was just not made into a great movie for me. There was just not enough meat in it. Like there was nothing that grabbed my attention massively. Very well shot. Scenes were great. Cinematography fantastic. And I can appreciate that, even that last scene when the car's rolling up and down the hill.
I thought that was amazing.
That was phenomenal. That was, watching it go in and out of focus over the hill and then the crash. I mean, that whole final scene was great. And the acting was great. Yeah, that was it.
Well, it's still a good bit of the film. Then
that's most of the film.
Yes, but... okay, so if I can only compare...
The premise, I don't think the premise...
I can compare it to There Will Be Blood. So when I'm watching, have you seen There Will Be Blood?
I actually haven't.
Okay, so there will Be Blood, same director, fantastic actors and actresses. You can't take your eyes off the screen, okay? And some of the scenes, what was it? I can't believe
I've abandoned my boy.
I've abandoned my boy. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
you are just mesmerized at most of the scenes because of the acting that's going on and the set and all this kind of thing. Great sets here, but there was none of that hero moment. Apart from when Lockjaw was on the screen and he commanded your attention.
Sean Penn's performance as Lockjaw, I think, is Oscar worthy.
Agreed.
I think he was the standout of the film.
Agreed.
But
And that was it.
I know, yeah, I know what you're saying. I think I don't fully agree with you, but I get what you're saying.
Fair enough. How disgusting was the scene in the elevator with Lockjaw? So Lockjaw's a vile human being for a start.
Yeah.
But the fact that he pulled out his comb at one point in the elevator,
puts it in his mouth,
licks the comb to get it wet, and then parts his hair and then gets his hands to his tongue.
Lockjaw does.
There was a clip that came up of I think it was a London MP doing the same thing on TV just prior to going on, that has just come out of him doing the same thing, licking the comb in your mouth. I mean, how revolting is that? But which was perfect.
Yeah.
Because he's a revolting character.
And everything Lockjaw does with his mouth to how he walks. He walks so stiff.
Yeah.
And he looks creepy. And that...
Pull him up on that, Ollie. He's saying overacted.
No, but it's deliberately overacted.
Yes. It's a caricature.
It's like his mouth. Everything he does with his mouth.
No, I get it. That's why he walked like that. No, it wasn't... Yeah, I get it. Can I ask you another topic? Because you guys go down the cinematography path. I just want to go down just one of the themes of the film. Did you feel that there was sort of, the old saying, honour amongst thieves? Right?
Yeah.
Right? So when they were trying to find the little girl and all the students, they wouldn't dob her in. They're all like... And then there's the everyday element.
And that even applies to, obviously, not just the students, but the members of the French 75 who wouldn't dob each other. I mean, they would, some of them would, but, those kids come across the street and they send into the radio, they send out that message to the rest of them.
Because she kept saying, even when she said, my mum was a rat, which is about the worst thing you can ever be called. Yeah. And then the other bit that resonated a little bit with me...
Can I talk about that scene that you're talking about when the school kids were interviewed by the military? That one guy. Now, that is a scene that I stopped at. And
he was good. He was a good...
Do you know why, I think?
Why?
Because he was a real-life soldier.
He felt real.
Yes. He felt real.
Obviously, Lockjaw was this caricature, but that one soldier, he wasn't in the film very long.
But no, I mean, real as in real life. I don't think he was an actor. And I think that's why it felt so amazing.
I think he was an actor, but I think...
No, I'll come back to that in trivia, because there's one of Lockjaw's... What would you call it? Lieutenants that was a real life soldier that was acting in the film. So that's why that was engaging, because it felt real. And I think the characters, the students, were also not actors.
Right.
Yeah.
I liked his line when someone said, "I swear I don't know," and he says, "Do you know how many people have come here and say, I swear I don't know," and they're lying? Like, I like when they pull up something that happens in every movie, and then they're aware of it. I like that self-awareness.
So you had the kind of the juxtaposition between the realness, the reality of actually things that happen, and then the comedic side of it with Lockjaw.
Yeah.
It was true to life, and it was...
Which was getting me to my next point, which was when Leo, remember we need to charge his phone? It was only a minor part. Yeah. So all this chaos is going on.
I need to charge my phone. Yeah.
I need to charge my phone. And I just thought to myself, even with all this revolutionary stuff, he still needed to find a way to charge his phone. He was sitting at the chemist and he was running through. He was saying hello to the baby and the when he's coming through the house with Benicio.
But why was that? What was your phone?
My point is that even amongst this chaos, and these people want to change the world, you can't get away from fundamental day-to-day things. That's all. I just thought to myself, it was more grounded in reality. Just made it more grounded in reality.
Yeah, it felt grounded. Like, obviously, there's all these out there things, but
that's why the end bothered me. Because your guys saying it's not grounded in reality. It's all far-fetched, and so we can
I don't think it's all far-fetched. I just think...
We're not saying that. We're saying it's a heightened, it's a stylized version of reality. Lockjaw is a caricature of a super soldier.
I can tell you my rating, it costed a point. So it killed me.
So just think of it, it's just more stylized. It's based on reality. It is very true to life in terms of a lot of what happened. But it's not... You talked about if the Perfidia didn't run off and abandon her child. Well, if she didn't do that, there'd be no film.
No,
so everything has to be a little bit kind of movie made.
That.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Anything else?
Well, I think there was one bit we haven't mentioned yet, which I think you quite liked when he was trying to get the codes and he couldn't remember. He's been frying his brain for 16 years, 30 years, he said, on drugs and alcohol. He doesn't remember the codes. I think that, like what you're saying, it's like real life. Oh, in all these movies with the super spies and soldiers, they always know every code and every coordinate. He's just a guy.
Yes.
We'll talk about this, and then I have another thing to say about him just being a guy. But what do you think about that?
Oh, you're spot on, because you heard me laughing, because to me
he's funny. It's a funny
one, he delivers it so well, and two, it's more realistic, because you're thinking he's a druggie, he's a bit of a dope, he can't remember, and he needs the code, and he's like, give me the fucking code.
And he sounds crazy.
Oh, he sounds amazing. And when the flip comes, when he does get the code, he gets the guy back on the phone and he sort of laughs.
Yeah, that's true. So you've got Leo acting fairly normal, as you would. You've got Benicio, who's very chilled, and then you've got the kind of crazy lockjaw. So you've got all these three different elements in there. It was so true to life, that scene. I woke up the other day and I went to my computer and it turned off and I needed a password for the first time ever.
Yeah.
I could not remember the password.
Right.
It was just one of those moments I thought, crikey, this is not good. And I sat there and I refused to go back on until I remembered it. It took a few minutes, but it was that feeling of, holy shit.
Can't you just reset your password?
Well, no, you need to know your password in order to reset your password.
Not always, but
You can't, what do you mean not always? You can't log onto a site and reset.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes you can log in at the top and then it says find my password.
Sorry, I see what you're saying. Yes, if you're on a site. No, I couldn't actually open my computer.
Oh,
so I couldn't even get on. I couldn't turn the whole thing on.
No, you're really screwed.
Yes, so anyway, I've got it on my phone and other places, so it was fine, but it was just that moment of, wow, that's quite scary.
Yeah.
And you can imagine he was feeling the same thing. His daughter has been taken.
Exactly.
He needs to know this number.
A couple more elevated levels. This is his daughter's just been taken.
I could tell
And
you.
he knows who Lockjaw is. He thinks Lockjaw killed.
I could tell you my gummy story.
Go on.
So I had a gummy
Yeah.
at some point fairly recently.
Yeah.
I'd say in the past couple of years. I hate the stuff, okay? I used to dabble a little bit as a teenager, okay? I grew up in, I wouldn't say the 60s, but I grew up in Glasgow in the 80s. So I know my way around a bit of marijuana, let's say. But over the years, I'm just not into it anymore. It does bad things for me. It makes me paranoid. I'm not interested, and I don't do it, okay?
Yeah.
Occasionally, very occasionally, once a year, twice a year, have a gummy. The last gummy I had, and that I will ever have, was a tiny little thing, and it was at a party, and it was pretty early, and I didn't feel anything. So me being me, fuck it, give me another one, right? The next thing I know, I'm in a taxi, okay? My head is against the window. I cannot function. It feels genuinely like I've been date raped.
Oy.
What I would imagine that is in terms of the roofies.
I was going to say, how do you know what that feels like?
Reverse rape, as Lockjaw would call it.
Reverse rape, nice tie-in. My head's against the window. My hands are floppy. I'm just showing, and I'm trying to press my phone.
Oh no!
And I'm thinking against the window. I'm thinking, oh my god, I can't move here. I don't know what's happening. I'd abandoned my wife. Now we're at friends' houses, but I was so paranoid. I was going. Someone called me and I answered it, and I'm going, oh my god, I can't move. I've abandoned my wife. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. For like properly freaking out. Okay, it's ridiculous. The taxi driver got me to within like 100 meters of my door, 20-minute drive, and he'd heard me just kind of freaking out and just turns around to me and goes, mate, I'm taking you back to the party, right? Which he did.
That was decent. That was good.
It was amazing. And I actually tipped him, trying to get in touch with him the next day to thank him for that, because when I got back to the party, my legs wouldn't work. And then I was...
Oh my God.
It was honestly, it was the scariest experience. So, yeah, kids, don't do drugs.
What's the link to the story?
The inability to remember or something, just being...
Paranoia.
Especially being a 16-year druggy and drunk. You want me to say that? Is that what you're looking for?
No, I'm just trying to understand.
Well, it was just a story.
Leo's character was doing drugs for 16 years.
Oh, so he couldn't remember the code.
He's so paranoid.
Yeah, and drugs would do that. And I suppose the point is that, Jesus, just the power of drugs, if you like, and just that story and what it does to your mind. Oh, look, it was horrible.
Oh.
So, yeah. So, you can continue with your gummies, son. Not for me.
Thank you.
There you go.
Anything else you
Anyway,
want to talk
that
about?
was a little story.
Yeah, I noticed something else near the beginning of the film, which is when he speaks to Perfidia's mother when the baby is being born. And she says, "My child comes from a whole line of revolutionaries, and you look so lost." I think there's a bit more to this story prior to the film that we might not know about. I think Perfidia was born into it. I think her mother was a revolutionary. I think she comes from a line of revolutionaries. That's what the mother says.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that these black women, they've been fighting their whole lives against the system, against oppression. They're born into it. They sort of have to, right? Whereas Leo, or Pat is his name, or Bob, was not. I think I interpreted the film somehow as, no, he wasn't born into this world. Maybe he fell in love with Perfidia, and he joined them. It's noticeable that he is one of, if not the only, white member of the French 75. That might be wrong, but he's one of the only of a mainly African-American group. And he's happy to do it, and he wants to do it. But when his baby's born, that's where his priorities lie, and that's what he cares about the most. But Perfidia, she wants to keep fighting, and he wasn't born into this world, I don't think. That's my interpretation.
Is there an argument to say that the revolutionaries are extremists in themselves, and they're not that far away from the white supremacist group?
I've seen other people say that. I've seen a few reviews say that, actually.
Oh, have you?
Where that's why Lockjaw and Perfidia, you know, when they have sex and they come together.
We haven't even touched on that.
Yeah. They're both extremes of their same group, and they both, you could say they both dislike the world and how it is.
This is the black and white
Yeah.
combination that we saw in Get Out. Okay, but in that world, they hated each other, but they kind of got together because they were trying to kill each other. Here, that's a great observation.
Yeah.
That Lockjaw despises but loves coloured people.
Yeah.
Okay, that is
Black
his
women,
flaw.
I love him. That's what he says.
That is his flaw. And there's obviously a backstory there where they may have had sex in the past, because when we first see them meet, she tells him to get hard for me.
I don't think that's not how I read that. But
how does she know that he loves black women then?
I don't think she knows. I mean, it could be interpreted that way. I think I read it more as just she's trying to assert power over him, and maybe that's how he already did love black women, and that's just her doing that made him interested.
She just had that feeling, or she just knew. But anyway,
I'm with you. I reckon they'd had interactions before.
Yeah, maybe not sex, but maybe they had met before.
Maybe
their paths had crossed, and she just knew.
I don't hate that reading. Yeah,
he loved her, and so that was a bit of an explicit scene, and that theme continued through. So the fact that he loves but hates black people, and she is black, and then they're both fighting each other. It's a really, I like that.
I think he struggles.
That oxymoron, or that clash.
Can I ask one other gap that I had a problem with? Why did the guy, I don't know what he was, like a
bounty hunter, is that?
Not the bounty hunter, one of the army guys, go into the house when the daughter was kidnapped?
Yeah.
He brought her there, and all of a sudden he went and shot everyone and released her.
He was the bounty hunter, the one who took her there.
No, he wasn't. Oh yeah, he was the one that took her there. But why did he do that?
I think so. There's a line earlier in the film in that lodge with the Christmas adventurers, where they say he's half, I don't know what tribe they say, but he's half Native American, but he passes as white. They mention that in passing.
That's who they were talking about.
That's who they were talking about, and he's the one who Lockjaw hands her to, and then he says, like, I don't kill kids, but he's willing to take her to this group that do kill kids. And he's sitting there, and we found out early in the film, you might not remember, it's one line that he's half Native American. He's mixed race, just like Willer is mixed race, and maybe part of he doesn't want to kill kids. And
I think in a crisis of conscience.
Exactly. He doesn't want to let this kid die. Maybe he sees a bit of himself in her. Obviously, that's a whole story we don't know about.
Sure.
But
this kid.
I think there's something that's just like
very well articulated. Sorry for interrupting you there. Yeah, he had a crisis of conscience.
Okay.
And he went back to save her. Ultimately, he dies as well.
I've got not much more to say on this film.
I've got another point about Lockjaw, which is, let me just find my note. Lockjaw says, I think Lockjaw is extremely insecure with himself.
Yep.
when Willow points out, like, your shirt's really tight, he immediately says...
Set up that scene for us. That's a great scene, actually, as well. Just the way it's even shot in the church. So talk to us about that and what he finds out and what he's testing for.
Yeah, when he finds out, he's been chasing her this whole film because he knows, I think he knows the whole time, that this, that he had a daughter with Perfidia Beverly Hills 16 years ago. And now, because he loves black women, but now he wants to join the Christmas Adventurers Club. And he said he's never had any interracial relationships before.
But you lied.
And yeah, these are neo-Nazis, these are white supremacists who are in the highest positions of government. That's my interpretation, that they are, really
what
spread
were they
out.
doing in the church? Go back to the church.
Yeah, So he wants to find her and he wants to test her to see if she is his daughter. And he tests
a DNA test.
A DNA test.
He says a great line.
Yeah.
If it's straight, we've got a problem.
So he puts it in his mouth and he plugs it in and he says, if the lines match up, then we've got a problem. And then you see the lines match up.
Being that she would be his daughter.
Which means he would need to kill her.
Correct.
To get rid of a loose end.
Yeah.
Then the lines match up. He looks at her and he just says, uh-oh.
We've got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the tight shirt.
Go back to the tight shirt.
Yeah, the tight shirt. Willa, who, going to take back another point, she was incredible. We haven't talked about her yet. I think she was
go to the
really
point.
good.
So whilst they were waiting for the lines to come up, they're sitting there
waiting. And she says, trying to get under his skin, I think, why is your shirt so tight? And he says, immediately, I am not gay. I'm not a homosexual, if that's what you're saying.
Why did he say that?
Lockjaw is extremely, extremely insecure with himself. He's clearly struggling with sexuality and opinions about race. He's trying to be this fascist neo-Nazi group, but he's so scared of coming across as gay, liking black women.
He could very well be gay, like the soldier in American Pie.
Yeah.
You seen American Pie?
Yeah.
With Kevin Spacey?
American
Sorry,
Pie.
not American Pie, American Beauty.
No, I've seen American Pie.
American Beauty?
American Pie's a comedy.
American Beauty at the end, the soldier is the one that comes across as gay and ends up killing him. So that kind of feeling of you're not sure about your sexuality.
But he's so insecure. I'm not saying Lockjaw is gay, but I just think that he's so insecure within himself. You know, he's doing all these things. He wants to get this approval of this group. You know, that's how
I agree. Very well surmised. Does the movie remind you of any other movies?
Yeah, mine it did. Departed. Yeah, just super cast, lots of panic, didn't know who to trust, didn't know where the story and the plot was going to go. And Leo's in that one as well. So, yeah, that's how I took it. That was the closest thing for me.
Maybe Sicario I've got here. A little bit of Mad Max.
Yeah, especially at the end. Sure.
Yeah. Sicario is very good. The two Sicarios, actually. Benicio's in that one as well. Right. The cast. Well, what has Paul Thomas Anderson directed for a start? I'll take you through. He's done Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, There Will Be Blood, The Master, Inherent Vice, which I haven't seen, Licorice Pizza, and then One Battle After Another. So he's not done a huge amount, but what he's done
is quality. There's one other cast member.
So this is not. Is it quality? Don't know.
Did you pick from Remember the Titans? Have you seen Remember the Titans? Robbie, you have, because we've podcasted it.
Yeah.
You know Julius?
Just tell us.
Okay, well, the main, in Remember the Titans, it's the blacks versus the whites, if you remember, and Coach Boone, Denzel Washington, brings them together.
Yeah.
And the main black player was Julius, and he was the friend of Gary Bertier, remember, who had the car accident, and he said, we're brothers. Well, Julius was one of the revolutionaries. Name was Wood Harris. No relation, actually.
Yeah.
No relation. All right. Well, you know what? I think it's time for unless you've got something else, we'll move to Rowan Reminisces.
Do I have... You
can come back and tell. You can have a think about it, what Rowan Reminisces is with whatever year he's choosing.
Okay.
Oh, I've got one more point. I don't want to keep talking, but...
I want you to keep talking.
When I first watched the film, and then when I watched it the second time, I had this point which you might disagree, or maybe I'm forgetting something, but if you're actually watching the movie, Bob, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, doesn't really do anything. He doesn't really impact much of the story. Obviously, a lot of the time he's spent chasing her. He barely finds her by the end. That's the only thing he does. He doesn't get to kill anyone. He just feels like he's always lost. Whereas Willa feels like she's doing a lot of the work as the protagonist. I've seen people say that Lockjaw might be the protagonist of the film. You know, influencing the story a bit more. They're doing a bit more, pushing it forward. What do you think about that?
I'm not entirely sure. Leo might not be doing much, but he is.
Obviously, he's our focal character.
And yes, but he's driving the next scene. He's driving where we're moving to next. He's saying we need to go to this place. We need to go to that place.
Just always trying to look.
Yes. So he's kind of always running.
Yeah.
And people are following him. So he's chasing his daughter.
Yeah, he's always chasing. Yeah.
And Benicio's chasing him. So maybe, as you say, Willa is the main protagonist because she's. Well, is she on the run? I don't know. No, I think Leo, because we only hear about Willa being in certain spots.
Yeah.
And Leo just thinks she's in certain spots, so he's running, Benicio's following, and then Sean Penn is in the background chasing them. Yeah. So they kind of got a bit of a circle there, maybe.
Yeah. And I don't want to keep dragging this bit out.
I want you to keep dragging.
Yeah.
This is great conversation.
And I was just going to mention about the title of the film. How I interpret the title.
Yeah.
Obviously, they say in the movie, after that, it's one battle after another. When it's about, you could just say it's about living the life of a revolutionary. You're always doing it. You can't have peace. You're always the next bombing, the next whatever. The way I interpreted it is more about through generations with what I said earlier about Perfidia being born into this. You know, when Willa is now born into it, she didn't ask to be born into this life of being a revolutionary. Yeah. It's one battle after another. They're passing along these battles to their children, whether they want it or not. Willa didn't want to have this life, but she's born into it. It's another battle that she has to deal with.
Hence the final scene when he lets her go.
Goes off.
When he lets her go. So he's fought, and the whole film's about getting her to safety, and then he lets her go.
Yeah,
it's
to go do more.
Be careful, you know I won't. Or what was her final line?
Something along those lines. Yeah,
I won't. Be careful, you know I won't. And he's grinned of like, this is my life. This is the way it is. So yeah, I think great interpretation. I agree with you.
I can't add to that. I can't add to that. Fight for what you believe in is essentially the moral, maybe the moral of the film.
Exactly, because they don't win at the end. They don't defeat the Christmas Adventurers Club. I don't think they even know they exist.
No,
but it's consistently one battle after another, fighting to take down these powerful groups, to stop tyranny.
And it's not just them that are fighting one battle after another. The white supremacists are fighting one battle after another. The army guys are fighting one battle after another. We in general, maybe that's the whole point, that people in general are fighting one battle after another.
Yeah.
You get up, you go to work, you fight that battle, you get home and kids and dinner. Like everyone has their own battles, one after another. Yeah. Small wins along the way.
Exactly.
That's life, maybe.
I think very well said. I've got one of my brother-in-laws who's got what you would think is a charmed life. He always says his most famous line to me is, everyone's got something.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's your health, whether it's your financial position, whether it's one of your children aren't well, whether your job, you've lost your... no one's got a perfect life.
Yeah.
I mean, we're taking it to a more human, normal side.
I think we're losing the film, but...
That's okay. Yeah. We have these good conversations.
Can we mute him? Nice one, Ollie.
Sorry, Al.
It's just one battle after another, son. That's all you have to say.
T-shirt's getting made. All right.
All right. Rowan reminisces.
Well, I don't have to reminisce far because I'm going to take us back to the year 2025.
Okay.
Well, that's when it was made.
Yep.
And effectively that's when it was said. So this was an easy one to do, Rowan reminisces. Can fix my sound. Thanks, Robbie. Okay. President of the United States was Donald Trump.
Well,
there you go.
Sorry, when did you say you're taking us back to?
2025.
Okay. Not when, because sometimes you take us to when the film was set, but that's fine.
Yep, I'm taking you when
that is when the film is set.
Yeah, I know you're right.
When it was set, when it was released.
Never correct me, Ollie. Never correct me.
Melbourne's had a year-long winter. Anthony Albanese is the Prime Minister of Australia.
What?
Scotland.
A year long.
Oh, Scotland. You need a tune. Put the sound on. Scotland. I thought you didn't like sport.
I am.
Only when we win.
As I've said many times before, I love the finals. I love the big events. I can't be bothered with the season.
I couldn't even get the rest of the sentence out. Wow. Scotland qualified for the World Cup.
Stop. Slowly. Scotland beat Denmark 4-2 last year. We're going to the World Cup. Come on, Scotland.
Do you know the England song? Do you know what the England say? We're coming
Sorry, no,
home. Every year since '66,
I
they
fucking
sing.
dare you to sing that again in this podcast.
Oh, I
promise
love
you.
it.
You're right.
I
You
love
just
it.
went
The
out
Poms sing, it's coming home, it's coming. And it never's coming home. It never coming. So much pressure.
plummeted to 3%.
From talking 3%, they've changed the level of deposit for a home from 10% to 5%. I know that sounds dull and boring, but what that will do for the economy, you'll see, will reverse. It will not be a good thing. We lost
Did
some.
you understand that, Ollie? I
Okay.
understood the 10 to 5 and then you blabbed on about something.
Yeah.
Do you want me to explain it?
Go.
Please.
Okay. In the world of property prices, the Albanese government has said instead of having a 10% deposit to buy a house, you now have a 5% deposit. They're doing that to bring prices down, when in reality it will push prices up because it's a lower barrier to entry, more demand, more people coming in with 5% deposit instead of 10.
But that's
will
because
push
people can't
prices
afford-
up.
That's because people can't afford the 10% deposit at the moment. People can't buy a house. It's unaffordable.
It's not the 10% deposit. It's the asking price that's
It's the
unaffordable. It's not
10%.
the deposit. No
It is-
way.
Listen, people can. It's about serviceability. Okay, first of all,
Serviceability
you might have
is
a
not your
decent job,
deposit.
but if you're buying $1 million house or a $500,000, you have to have $50,000 saved up.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, but now for a 500, you don't. You have 25 grand, which seems to be more manageable. So that gets people
will
into the
push the
market.
prices up because there'll be greater demand. You've lowered the entry level, and that will push the prices up. So what appears to be a successful program will work in reverse.
Disagree.
Okay,
But
well,
I'm not
this
an
is
economics
another-
guy, so you might be right.
This is another franchise of the Aussie and the Scotsman.
We'll come back in 20 years.
We'll come back in 20 years. We lost some legends in 2025. Can you remember who they were?
This is Rowan reminiscence.
Mr. Iceman, Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Valet.
Get
Batman.
ready, Robbie. Your favourite line? Superman.
Come in, Superman, the door's open.
We lost Gene Hackman, unfortunately, in a bizarre death, didn't we?
I forgot about that. That was this year.
He was 9.
It wasn't this year, it was last year.
It
was.
It
was in 2025.
2025.
And we lost Diane Keaton. Legendary,
Yeah,
the legendary
very
Diane
sad,
Keaton. So
very
three superstars, and we'll play nearest the pin for the last one for Rowan Reminiscences. How many people are on the planet? One guess, come on.
8.2 billion.
Bloody genius. You don't need to go on, have a guess.
8.1 billion?
8.23 billion.
Holy
Did you
shit.
Google it?
No, I did not.
That was a
Didn't
great
Google
guess.
it. I just guessed.
Are you a savant of some kind?
Jesus.
Are you a
You-
population
you just-
savant?
I didn't Google that.
I'm crying again.
That was a guess.
You fucking
Bloody
weird.
good guess. Okay. Trivia time.
Economics, population studies. It could be your thing.
I've got
Hang
some
on, but
trivia.
I didn't mean the savant thing, but you know, I'm going to throw a box of matches in the ground here. I want you to tell me a second how many are down there. Look at him, he's in tears, the big
I'll tell
fella.
you
He's very
twice.
proud.
82, 82, 82.
Yeah.
I've got a piece of trivia if you wanna.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
How dare you?
take it.
Easy. Don't overstep the
Dare
mark.
you?
All right.
Go for it.
Go.
In the film, when Bob is arrested, they say, "What's your name?" and he won't give them his name, and he says Peter Parker. I believe that might be a slight reference to, in the 90s, James Cameron wanted to make a Spider-Man movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio. There was a script. It's available online. That movie was in development, never got released. And then, obviously, they made the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. But Leonardo DiCaprio was going to play Spider-Man in the 1990s, and he didn't. I felt that was
I think you're spot on. And Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire
good
are
friends.
best mates.
Yeah, in real life.
Really?
Yeah.
Please
I don't know if that was on purpose, but I think that was a nice...
And all
nice
I'll say is,
reference.
what are you doing next Saturday? Ollie's trivia.
Ollie's trivia.
Ollie's
Continue.
Any others?
That was my one bit of trivia. I noticed.
I thought he could have called himself Jack from Titanic or something.
I feel like that would have been too on the nose.
No, I agree.
Do you know the budget or the awards?
No, I don't.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
why there's
okay.
Rob's trivia.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, let's go.
Okay,
okay.
let's
Trivia.
go.
Right. My
Okay.
turn.
Go.
Trivia time. Budget 130 to 175 million.
Say that again.
What?
Say it slower.
Did you put it?
I can't stand when you do this
the
rubbish.
toilet shit.
Go.
Go.
Okay.
Oh God.
Come on, Robbie.
Come on, Robbie.
It's been a
Just
good
finish-
show.
so
Don't
far, don't
ruin
ruin it for me. Budget 130 to 175 million approximately.
Oh, right.
But as of our recording, it made just over 200 million. So I reckon it's probably going to hit that 400 to 500 ish, maybe,
Yeah.
if it's lucky. if it's lucky. I'm actually going to say 350.
That's poor, isn't it?
Not for a. It's his highest grossing film, I believe.
Yeah.
If you spend
No, The World with Blood didn't make
For
much money.
180 million, you do not want to get back 200 million, right? You've doubled your money.
Eh?
Well, for most films,
What was that? 180 to 200.
Is that worth it?
But you haven't doubled your money, I don't think.
You spend 180 million to make the film.
Yeah, and you take in 200, so you make 20 million.
Sorry, you've doubled your money in ticket sales.
Awards, I actually no awards at this time of recording,
Yeah.
but are we going to predict any awards?
I think
Yeah, Sean Penn will get nominated.
Sean Penn will get nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and I think that is an Oscar-worthy performance. I
Yeah,
think
we'll watch that
he's going to win
I think Leo could be nominated as well.
for Best Actor.
Potentially.
He could. I agree. He was very good in it.
It's so out of character, it's so different. I mean, you compare
Perhaps.
him to Wall Street, you compare him to all. He's a phenomenal actor.
What about the actress? Her name is Chase Infiniti, who played Willa. Do you think she's got it for?
Is that the daughter?
She's the daughter.
No.
You don't think so? I think she was very good.
It's good, but
She's young. I think she's quite good.
I tell you why. Because I have nothing to compare her against. And that's the difference with older actors, that you have
Yeah.
other performances to compare against.
Yeah.
Are they same? Or are they doing something that's completely different and mind-blowing and you don't
Yeah.
think of the
out of
person?
type.
Yeah, out of type.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't really comment on that. But
Fair
we
enough.
shall see. Now, the cast includes 3 Academy Award winners, Leo, Sean Penn and Benicio. Leonardo reportedly received his standard, how much fee do you think he gets per film?
25?
I think.
The 2 of you.
Is that
You
right?
should go out to the casino, the both of you
No, I
today.
didn't know that, but that'd be about
Yeah.
his going rate.
Are you going to cry that he did that? I just think it's sad.
25 million.
A French 75, which is the name of the resistance, is a cocktail made from gin, champagne, lemon juice, and sugar. It was so named due to its reputedly, how do you say that? It's reputedly, I'm going to start that again. A French 75 is a cocktail made from gin, champagne, lemon juice, and sugar. It was so named due to its reputedly having a kick that felt like being shelled by the French 75mm field gun, colloquially known as the French 75, which was used in both world wars.
Yeah.
Lockjaw's second in command and chief interrogator Danvers, who I think is the guy that we were talking about,
Yeah.
is played by a non-professional actor. His name is
Well, there you
James
go.
Jim Ratterman. He's a security consultant and former HSI special
Well, there you go.
agent.
I take back what I said. You're right. I thought you just meant one of his other, who just like stood beside him.
No problem.
He
What
was
was
a
that
good
last bit you
stand.
said in that previous
No,
sentence?
you were right. The one that was the integrator.
Yeah.
Again? One more time for the screen grab?
Yeah.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Can you?
Go on.
Come on.
Even a clock's right. A broken clock's right twice a day.
Oh, you guys. Okay, you can't even say you're right. Lockjaw. Okay, sorry. Benicio del Toro suggested ideas for the scenes showing Sensei involved in the case of helping migrants in Latino Harriet Tubman situation.
Yeah.
And in addition, many of the characters featured in the Roundup and Evade sequence were members of his extended family, Ollie, as well as close family friends, all of whom know someone or the other threatened and harassed by immigration crackdown. So there's a lot of ICE,
Yeah, well, that's
ICE.
what I thought we'd talk about more, but I think, yeah, really relevant to ICE today, to what's happening, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And I think
Yeah.
that's one of the main themes of the movie that
course,
we
yeah.
haven't touched on enough. Director Paul Thomas Anderson stipulated that the only CGI used in the film is the vape smoke.
Oh, right.
Because I was thinking when Leo was vaping along, because I believe he's a smoker, if it was vape or not. But I think what they're saying is that the vape smoke was CGI'd.
Right.
During the ending scene, when Lockjaw is accepted into the Christmas Adventurers, he is shown to room 55, which can be perceived as SS,
Yeah.
a known symbol for white supremacy neo-Nazi groups. Lockjaw is also gassed
Yeah.
to death, relating to the similar method used during the Holocaust by Nazis.
Exactly.
And finally, we talk about renegade filmmaking sometimes, Rowan. The amazing car chase at the end was not scripted. Paul Thomas Anderson was on a car location scouting for 4 hours. When he was thinking to himself, I'm never coming on a location scout again, he spotted the road dips, which is the river of hills, as the director called it. He started shooting with his phone and losing the horizon. As he zoomed in, he thought it was even scarier. And that's when he knew how and where to shoot. And that's when Paul Anderson came up with the idea of Willa stopping the car on the blind spot.
How brilliant was that?
Brilliant.
Very clever.
That's it from me, son. Let's wrap it up. Give it a rating. Ollie, we will go to you first.
Ooh, rating. What are we rating out of?
5.
5. I think 3.5 or a 4, I would say.
Got to be specific, huh?
Okay, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Okay.
Okay, I'll wrap it up. Thanks, Sol. I loved the cinnamon. I loved the fruit platter. I loved watching it together and it did entertain me, but it had a few holes. A 3.2 for me.
Yep, cinematography great, good screenplay, good score. 40 minutes longer than it needs to be. It's disappointing. It's underwhelming. I'm giving it a 2.9 out of 5. I'm not even going to make it into a 3, I don't think.
Wow.
Low scores.
Yeah.
Oliver. You were so good. Would you hang around for one more?
All right.
What would you like to do next?
This little film, I think we should watch The Holdovers.
The Holdovers, done.
All right.
Fantastic. You were brilliant. You're nearly as good as my son in Get Out. Not quite, obviously, but you were very good and you made the big man cry, which I love. It's good to see the chemistry between the two of you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Well done, Ol. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's good fun.
We'll talk about it later. But for now, thanks for listening.
Until next time.